Yay, we are live.
Hello.
Live and back.
Yeah, I know.
It's been forever.
It feels like it, I know. Well, I get over the colds and all kinds of stuff. And then my surgery on my back and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you went through a little bit. I'm doing some muting on some. I have two these great chats that just like as soon as 7 o'clock hits, it's like everybody wakes up or something. I don't know. And they just go
Yeah.
nuts. And every few seconds there's bing, bing, ding, ding, and it drives me
Yeah.
crazy. So
Yeah.
I can't shut my sound off because then I can't hear you.
Right.
So I have to
Yeah.
mute the chats and then I'm going to do my shares. So tell us all about what you've been up to because we have not seen, they see my face way more often than they see yours.
I know I've been like hidden.
Yeah. So I'm going to do some
Have,
shares while you
all
share.
right. All right. Well, I've been busy decorating for Halloween. We went balls to the walls for Halloween this year. It was a lot of fun.
You
We
did.
have a whole front yard. Yeah, I have the whole front yard all done in a creepy graveyard. We got these really cool lights, so they light up at night. Got the porch, it lights up. But yeah, it was a pain too. Those putting up lights, it took me a long time because there's probably 2,000 lights on the
Oh,
porch.
wow.
Yeah, it's gonna
What's
stay
sad
up.
is putting those away.
No, that's what I told. That's what they're gonna stay up till November, till like because they're purple and orange, so it'll go well for
Yeah,
fall.
you're right. You're
But it
right.
took me so long to put up that I want to enjoy them for a while because
Yeah.
yeah, taking them down. I don't know how I'm gonna take them down without them getting into a holy ball of like
Oh,
Christmas
absolutely.
vacation. A little knot,
Absolutely.
They kept knotting up on me as I was putting them on. Thank God, Jarrett helped quite a few times because there are a few times where I'm like, I need a break, and I would just let it hang there, and I would go get something to drink, or
Yeah, at
have a
least you
seat
have
on.
help. At least you
Yeah,
have help.
yeah, we got some really cool animatronics. I wanted a werewolf. We went to Pittsburgh and visit my daughter, and on the way down there, one of their neighbors has a huge Halloween display, and they have these awesome, huge, full-bodied werewolves.
Yeah, I've seen those.
They are. I want one. Well, they're like They're like $900.
Yeah, you gotta wait till they go on sale after
Yeah,
after Halloween.
yeah. So I told Jared, do not know. That's too much. And he did buy another Halloween. It's a huge 15-foot pumpkin head guy. But the
Oh,
seller,
wow.
but the seller ended up contacting us this morning saying that they're out of stock, so can't get that. But we have
Oh,
the scary skeleton boy that sings and he swings on his scary, and got the witch and the wizard, but it's really neat. We have a good time with Halloween, so.
you do. You definitely do. And I'm hoping that I can do a little bit more with my display this year. I've been super busy, but after this
Maybe I'll
weekend,
inspire you.
yeah,
Give you
after
some
this
advice.
weekend, I'm gonna try to sit down and order some new things or just, go shopping. And, I have a membership at Sam's Club, and I know they
Um,
get some really fun Halloween stuff. So I might go there and check it out and see what we can see. But until then,
yeah.
um,
I went to the Dollar Tree and I spent like $150 on stuff for the yard, and I
oh
bought a
my
lot
good
of
evening.
ribbon.
Sorry, I was gone for a moment, and everybody popped in to say hello.
Oh,
Good evening,
good
Sid.
evening, Sid. Hi.
We are
Yes,
both
thanks.
feeling
I do feel
better.
better.
I
I feel a
personally
lot better.
am better.
I had it bad. I was so
Yeah,
sick. But
I was sick for a day.
you're lucky. I was sick for 10 days. Well,
Uh,
11 technically, before I started feeling.
Sounds like COVID.
Oh, it was bad. I had to have the humidifier. I couldn't lay down. My head was pounding. Didn't
Oh,
have a fever. I kept checking for that, but yeah, my nose. I went through 4 boxes of Kleenex in
oof.
12 hours, so it was bad.
Oh, that's
And then my
bad. Yeah,
voice,
that's bad.
I sound like a smoker. My voice was
So,
really
hello,
like,
hello, Amanda.
"Hi, Amanda."
Yeah, we couldn't do any shows, no shows.
No, no, I haven't
Hello,
had a
Facebook
tasting.
user. There are 2 what?
I had
We
a
have
cough. I meant
multiple
a taste.
Facebook users saying hello, so
Oh,
I'm not
hello.
sure who
Hello,
they are or
Facebook.
where they are coming from. Okay, you go. I'm sorry, we haven't done this in a
Oh,
while.
I thought I was going to get an ear infection. One day my ear was really full and I could hear myself breathing and stuff. I hate that, but I know a trick, and I just took a hot water in a coffee cup and I put my ear up to it for like 5 minutes and it drained it out, and I didn't have any more issues with it. Thank God.
I'll have to remember that.
Yeah, it works good. You just put in the microwave, you heat up. Just be careful because it's hot. You want to
Mhm.
burn but you can even put like, I put a wet rag over to keep the steam in. And then and then I'll let it, and then just take it for 5 minutes. It's kind of uncomfortable because you just put the cup down on the table and you're just kind of like, it does work. It really pulls that out.
Yeah, every time I get COVID, I get pneumonia, so
Uh,
I don't want that anymore.
yeah, I didn't even test. My doctor said there was really no reason because I was quarantining myself anyway.
Mhm.
And there's nothing you can really do for it. I didn't have a fever, so, but I was doing better each day. I was feeling a little bit better, but I was so tired. Like for 3 days, I just had zero energy.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds a lot like when I had COVID. I just couldn't even get out of bed, just had no energy. But the flu does the same thing to me. So,
Yeah, it
um,
all does. It's all the same, really. Just give it fancy names.
yeah, yeah. Hello, Pam. How are
Okay.
you? Shelly, you had to re-up on StreamYard. Yes, we can see you. I have to do that every few
Kelly.
months. I go into StreamYard and it says that I've lost my connection to Facebook, and I just have to click on the link and it reconnects me. So maybe you guys have to do the same thing. My cats are running around like something's going on. I don't know. So why are we here?
Oh, well, we're going to talk about archangels that aren't seldom talked about or known, and fallen angels and demons, I suppose, for tonight. So some interesting stuff to
Yeah,
discuss.
yeah.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah, Amanda, I felt that no matter how much sleep I got, I was drained.
Mm-hmm.
I had no energy.
Facebook user, excited to be able to join. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Yeah, hopefully this is a good topic. You guys learn a lot.
Yeah, I could zip over to Facebook and see what Facebook has to say, but it's not showing me any comments either. So, yeah, so I got nothing. I don't know where everybody is. Uh, they're not on my page. They must be on yours.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
Well, I streamed it to multiple pages, so
Oh.
if they didn't connect to StreamYard, we just won't see who they are. So if you're showing up as Facebook user when I put your comment up, just after you, if we didn't call you out by name, just say your name at the end of your comment so we know who you are.
Yep. Yep.
Somebody got a great grandbaby today. Well, congratulations.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Babies are nice. So are puppies.
Yes.
I think I'd rather have a puppy right now.
Yeah. I have a grandson, and then we're looking for a puppy. I think if he finds the right one,
Yeah.
I think we'll get it. But so far,
I can look at puppies, but I can't have any. There's just no more room. I can't have any right now. So
we shouldn't. We have room, and but we really, it's kind of nice just having 3 dogs, but we're used to having 4,
right.
So, but it's kind of nice. But if it works out, like I said, I leave it up to the angels. Leave it up to, well, if it's meant to be, it will be.
Yes. Some things we just have to do that. Oh, it's Rick, by the way. Hi,
Oh,
Rick.
okay. Hi, Rick.
Oh, we have 2 dogs, 4 cats, and one of our dogs is a husky. She produces enough hair for 4 dogs.
No, I was
So
gonna say, yeah, I have small dogs, so it's they equal one big dog, so it's not too bad.
Silas.
Ooh, I like that. That is nice. Yeah.
Yeah, usually Sirius Black is in my lap when we're doing a show. You all have met Sirius, I'm sure. Oh no, no pigs, no pigs. All right, so let's dive in. Where do we want to start?
All right. Well, we could talk about the archangels and then work our way into, I guess, fallen angels, what they are, who they are. I have some names. Demons, difference between fallen angels, demons, choirs of angels. There's all kinds of information today. I'll try to go over. Of course, if anyone's any questions, comments, stories to share, go right ahead. Because as you all know, I work with angels, primarily archangels, but there are other angels I work with as well. I have my whole entire life. They are why I do what I do. Because of them, I do Reiki and tarot. And my dog is barking at my neighbors. So, Asa, come on.
All right, I do have someone to bring up.
Okay.
And this is someone that Shelly brought to my attention. And I'm not sure that when I Googled it, the pronunciation is different than it's spelled. Brachial
Yeah,
or
brachial. Yeah.
barachial. There were 2 different. It was brachial or barachial.
It's the same thing. You could say, or it's a burial. That's the thing about the archangels. Their names are known. They have many names.
So is he correctly as described to us? He was described as the archangel of thunder and blessings.
Yep.
Husband of Jophiel. That's another one that I read.
About Jophiel or about being married?
That he is, and they don't get married though.
No.
Yeah, so that was one of the things that I had read. And then he is the leader of he runs the guardian angels.
Yeah, he runs the second triad, which we'll get into with the choirs. Yeah, archangels. Some of them are. But you're correct, and yep, and yep. But yeah, there's a lot of information on the internet about the angels, and some of it's right, some of it's wrong. Right. My information, I know, a lot of it's from experience. A lot of these angels I have worked with, or I have come across them, I have had dreams about.
Have you interacted with him?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, tell us all about him because we're dying to know.
Well, okay, so actually, I have kind of a message from him recently. But yeah, well, he's something that I actually met in a dream. And the funny part is that sorry, in my dream, it was like a Western, like an old Western. And I walked into like a saloon, and he was sitting at a poker table with many other beings. I don't know if they were angels or what they were. And when I walked in, he just eyed me. And then he came up to me and he grabbed me by my hand and he introduced himself. And he said, he told me to call him Bart. Very curious, But at any rate, gamblers will call upon him. That's why he was sitting at a table. Like these little subtle things in my dream were clues into who he was, But yeah, he's the ruler of, like you said, lightning and thunder. He also he governs the planet Jupiter. Mm-hmm. So the archangels will govern different, like Haniel governs the moon, and his aura is green. Okay. Most of the angels, not all angels have a human form because they're not human. They're energy. So a lot of times I'll see them as their energetic color, which will give me a good clue on not only who they are, but what they can do. And usually when he's seen, he has a crown of roses. Um, and he's part of the seraphim, which we'll get into, like I said, a little bit later with the choirs. And so he'll come to you, or you'll see him when you're having any kinds of doubts or worries about the future. He'll help you to keep he'll help you to keep as positive as possible. And
Unless you're an asshole.
Yeah.
I read that he does not like assholes.
Well, now the angels do. They want to, so, well, I shouldn't say not all, because some, but yeah. Well, the thing is, he sees the bright side of everything. That's why Joe Files, like I said, they're not married, but she's probably the female, because there's always male and female energies. And she's probably the best female energy that's compatible, because Joe Files that way. Joe Files all about positivity, finding your blessings. Her aura is hot pink. So hot pink and green look pretty good together anyway. But his message today is that there's always an opportunity to be discovered in every problem. So you look for those opportunities and smile as often as possible. That's what I do, right? Yep. And he's all about taking time for pleasure. So when I met him in my dream, and then everything you read about him, it just fit from what I saw of him, and so that, yeah, I call on him a lot to help when I'm trying to be positive or trying to find the positive outlook, and I know I'm always learning. The angels hate the word opportunity or hate the word obstacle. They prefer the word opportunity, because it's our challenges is what helps us to grow, right? Well, it's been thundering there all day. Yeah. So, but yeah, anything else about him you want to?
That he's also the archangel of blessings.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Well, yeah. He helps us see our blessings through the darkest of times.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a good angel. But like I said, we have free will, so we have to ask for their help. They have rules. Angels actually have a very strict hierarchy and a very strict laws, which will get discussed with the fallen angels. And they're here to help us, most of them. And so we have to call upon them for help. And often, if you don't know who to call, I always tell people, ask for Michael. Because
he's my go-to.
Yeah, Michael's the boss of every angel, because Michael is the second born, but he has the most control. He's very authoritative. He sticks to the book. He's kind of a douche, in the angel world. A lot of the angels fear him. So I can always tell the severity of his presence. And you can feel it too. When Michael's around, the air gets very stagnant. It's another thing with angels. Angel energy is different than spirits or our guides. Angel energy is so heavy and hot. In my bedroom, I actually have an alarm clock that has a digital time and temperature, and it shoots it on the ceiling. So if you can't see the clock when you're laying on the bed, you can look up and see it on the ceiling. And one time my husband goes, well, that can't be right. I looked, and our clocks, the temperature was 109 in our bedroom. And that's just angel energy. Yeah. Yeah. And then,
my child's coming and going, by the way.
I saw. Hi, Nicole.
Hey, Nicole.
I'll see you Friday.
Yes, she will be with me on Friday. Amanda had said, "What's his name?" It's I just put it where Barachiel is the way it's.
Yeah,
Barachiel.
Yeah, and there's many. Like I said, the more I work with angels, the more I realize that I think a lot of the Egyptian gods were actually angels, because there's a lot of correlation between a lot what they can do and a lot what I already know about angels. It's like Horus very much fits Metatron description and what he can do. So, and then the angels have kind of explained to me, they're known by many names. They're known by
Right.
many things. So, names aren't important with the angels. Actually, what's really important is just calling upon them for help. Like I said, they have changed my life. Literally, I suffered PTSD so severely that I was agoraphobe about 4 years ago. I couldn't get out of bed. Every time I tried to get up, I kept just my panic attack. And I literally reached my arms up and I called upon Michael and Jesus to please lift me out of this pit, help me. And I immediately felt hands on my arms and I felt my soul lift, not my body, but my soul. And as I sat up out of bed, the fear, everything was gone. And I went outside and I prayed and underneath my maple tree. And it's the last time I had a panic attack.
That's
So
amazing.
it is, and I have many stories. Like I need to write a book, but I just
I
haven't.
keep telling you, you need to write a book.
I have hundreds and hundreds of stories and experiences with me, as well as family members and friends that are around me that tell me stuff as well. And I believe, angels, they're very real. And like I said, I work with them every day, and I work with them when I do my readings. They come in and I can tell the person which angel's here for them, what they're here for, the message they bring for them to help them. So yeah. So
Elias, do Barachiel and Metatron get
oh
along?
yeah, angels, they get along. All the angels work together. They have to, but not all angels work together. Now, I don't think they are in the same triad. I'm asking Metatron. No, they are not. In fact, I think I have something about him. Let me see here. Some angels never work together. It just depends on angels. They have jobs, okay, just like we do, right? And like Metatron. Whoops, what's going on here?
I can still see you.
Oh, can you? Okay, because my computer just popped a thing up, and I'm not sure what it's doing. But I'll
No, I
keep going.
can
As long as you
still
can
hear
see
you though.
me, as long as you can see me, I'm fine with it.
We're good.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, can you still see me?
It's getting a little dark.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it's
my
getting
computer
dark in
wants.
my room though. I'm gonna have Nikki.
I think my
Okay, I'm gonna
computer wants
turn
to
my light
shut
on, but
off.
I'm gonna have to do it myself.
Yeah, I think it wants to shut off on me.
Uh oh, is
We're
it out of
having
juice?
no, I charged it. It could be just energies. We're talking about angels,
That's
so
true.
technology, and we've been known to blow up stuff. So, um, whoops. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to. Can you? How is it now? Can you still see me?
I can see you. It's just a little darker. Could just
Hmm.
be. Are you using natural light or do you have a
Yeah,
light
no,
on?
I got natural light, or I got the light on.
Oh, see, I
Um,
don't have my light on and it's starting to get dark. I may have to get
oh,
up and pop a light on here in a minute.
oh,
Facebook
oh,
user, I can see you.
okay. As long as you can see me, I'll keep going.
All right.
I can't see you, but
I'll
I
let
can
you
hear
know if
you.
you're gone.
Yeah, let me know if I'm gone. I can
Okay.
hear you. So, but
Okay.
yeah, my computer's doing some crazy shit.
This
All this
happens
stuff,
every time.
it does. All this stuff. I'm really bad with electronics. It's my energy too. Like I can't. My husband has to plug in all the or put in light bulbs because I blow them. If I plug anything in, there's always like a big long spark attached to it. So I don't like plugging stuff in. Can you
You
still
are just
hear me? Okay.
electric.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like I said, I got stuff popping up and I have no idea what it is. And I'm like, what is this? Okay, so do you want to go over some more angels that we
Yes, yes, yes.
all right, so another good angel that I like to use is Zuriel. And Zuriel, he gives us protection, and he's really good with if you have children. He helps with children. He helps if you're having issues with like with childbirth.
Mhm.
Um, And Zuriel, he also helps with magic. Um, and he's part of the principalities, which we'll get into here in a little bit with the angel choirs or the triads. Sorry, angels. So his aura is really. Some of the angels have one aura. He has like a couple colors. He's like green and like a deep blue kind of aura. And usually he has a sword. He's a lot like Michael. He works with Michael. He's one of Michael's warrior angels. Like I said earlier, the angels, some of them work together. Other angels will never see each other. It just depends on what they do. Like all the healer angels work together. All the protectors work together. All the guardians kind of work together. And Zuriel, his kind of message to everyone is that to remember that your angels are always here to protect you. And remember to thank them regularly, especially anytime you find yourself. I have been saved so many times in my life that I know my guardian angel. It's not just for my guardian angel, but I've been miraculously saved from getting run over by cars. I got one time at work, I was working at a restaurant and our steam table like blew up and all the gravies and sauces just went everywhere. Oof. Except for on me. But I stepped away from the wall and you could see an outline of me where I was standing and all the sauce and everything hit the wall. It's really weird. But yeah, so also too, he helps with like psychic protection, which is always a good thing. But he just, he's a good angel to call upon for those reasons. Could you still hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Any questions about Zuriel or any questions about anything so far?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Let me see here. Let's see. Okay. Another angel I like to work with is Cambiel. Cambiel is wonderful for friendship. And he's really good for any kind of transformations. He's also really good with helping with new stuff, new technologies, anything new, like new learning, new things that kind of pop in, you hear about. If I don't know, I will call upon this angel to help me with it. He helps us kind of, he helps unite people. It's the best way I can describe him. He has a way of finding people who may never hang out, but have the same interest. And he kind of has a way to bring them together. He really works through people to help you and stuff. It's really interesting. Yeah, that's about him with that. See here. Another good angel I like to work with, and as a kid, I worked with, and I always called this angel Haha because I could not say a lot of these angels, like especially as a child, I could not say their names, and it's like Ragul. I used to call him Ragu as a kid. But Harahel. But I used to call him Haha. He's really good to help with like abundance. He's really good to help with wanting more knowledge. I actually called upon him when I wanted to learn more about angels, more about, things about them. And that's when a friend of mine stopped at my house on her way to work. She had a big, huge box filled with books. And she said that she doesn't normally do this, but on her way to work, she stopped at a yard sale and she saw these books and thought of me and brought them to me. And they were all old books on angels.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's really neat. I know, ask and you shall receive,
Yeah.
But yeah, he's really good with learning. His aura is gold. So anytime you have an angel that has a gold or silver aura, those are very high angels with a lot of, they have a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom. That's like when Jesus, they depict him with like the golden halo, and that's supposed to represent his aura, actually. But that's represents knowledge, how spiritual and how much wisdom they have. But he's really good to call if you want to further your knowledge in something, or if you want to learn something more. He's just wonderful to help you in that aspect. He'll open up doors for you never thought possible. Okay, well, we can keep going with angels if you want, or we can hop into, because it's getting 7:30. So
whatever you want to do is fine.
Okay. Well, let's hop into the angel choirs, because then we can just kind of hop around to anywhere to kind of explain things. Okay, so there are 3 groups of angels. They're called triads, and each group has 3 in them. And the first triad, they're the ones that contemplate, and they are really close to God or source or whatever you want to call, and they're called the seraphim. A lot of people have heard of seraphims. They were called burning. Our ancient ancestors called them the burning ones. And they look really odd. Now, I wish I had, I could draw, and I was going to have pictures, and I totally forgot about it until now. But I can kind of describe what each one looks like. But a seraphim has they're covered in wings. They have 6 different wings. Okay. They have 2 that cover their feet. They have 2 that covers their face. And then they have 2 they use for flight. Okay. And the seraphim, they really work through God's orders, God's laws. They're the highest of all the angels. Okay. So does anyone have any questions on seraphims?
So they're higher than archangels?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Archangels are they're the first triad. They're the.
This was the first triad.
Well, this is I guess right. They're the last triad. I guess if you go, I'm kind of going from 9 till 1, instead of 1 to, but yeah, the angels, the archangels and guardian angels, they're all in the last triad, which, yeah.
Shelley wants names of the seraphims.
That's a good question. And there are some seraphims that I could probably give you names for, and right now I'm kind of running a blank.
I have Google though.
Oh, there you go. Look to Google. See what we can find there. Yep. Seraphims they don't normally work with people. They're more governors of the angels than they are people, but they have worked with us. A few of them have come to certain geniuses or people that that have come. I know some the next triad. I do know some cherubs, some cherub names.
Now see, it says the number. Oh, okay. No, that's something different. What are the names of the seraphim and what are their colors? Slow website. Wait.
Or if anyone else,
I'm not going to go with that. It's some weird website that I've never heard of.
Don't do
that.
We'll
just skip that and go on to something else.
You can look it up later.
We can continue this another day if we don't get anything in.
That's a good question, though. Yeah, I didn't really think about doing that when I was doing stuff I was doing.
Shelley said, are those the ones that smell like sulfur?
Probably, yeah, because they're called the burning ones. So, yeah, most likely. Yeah, angels smell. They have a smell. Most of the archangels will smell like flowers, but there are some that kind of have a pungent kind of smell to them. Just depends on what they do, what they work in. And because especially if they work around magic a lot, they're going to smell a little weird. because if you think about it, it's like people who work in a factory, right? Or people work in a restaurant, and people that
Yes.
work, but they do have a smell. But most of the angels, like I get a strong sense of like roses, geraniums, jasmine. Like Michael smells like frankincense. But yeah, and you'll notice that big time. But yeah, seraphim would smell like burnt. They would definitely smell different. And like I said, they're the highest order of the angels. And they rarely work with humans because their job is mostly to keep law and order with the angels. The
Right.
next triad.
Who smells like cinnamon or spice?
That would probably be, I would think, like Metatron would be definitely be in that category. Gabriel would be like in the spices. Definitely Gabriel. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. So the next angel, or the next group that's in the first triad, is the cherubs, which we all know cherubs as those fat little naked babies with the wings, but they don't actually look like that.
Yeah, we make things as we want to picture them.
Right. Yeah, they're a lot more frightening. I have worked with cherubs personally. In fact, I went to Lilydale years ago, and this medium stopped me, and she's like, you have so many cherubs around you, because I've never seen that before, and that's really rare. Cherubs are usually around sacred things. That's why they're on the coven, or the sorry, my thing distracted me here. My computer's crazy. The Ark of the Covenant, that's what sits on top of it. But cherubs protect temples, anything sacred. But they really help with keeping things safe, like wisdom, things safe. But yeah, cherubs, they actually have 4 faces. They have a human face, a lion face, a bull, and an eagle. And they have 4 sets of wings on them. They have 2 that cover their feet, and they have 2 on their back. So yeah, they're not, they don't look anything like you would think.
So they have 4 wings or 4 sets of wings?
They're 4 sets of, or 4 wings.
4 wings. Okay.
Yeah.
I was confused.
Yeah. 2 on the feet, 2 on each feet, and then they have 2 on their back for flight.
2 on each, so that's 6.
Yeah, I guess it would be, right? 1, 2, 3. No, it'll be 4.
Well, you said 2 on each foot. You mean 1 on each foot?
Oh yeah, 1 on each foot. Sorry.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was
2,
sorry. I'm just making sure I'm not confused.
Okay, I know, right? It's easy to do. Yeah. No, they have 1 on each foot, and then on their backs. Yeah. And then they have the 4 different faces.
There we go.
Yes. A good cherub name, I do know some, is Zachriel. Is a cherub. I know another one here, and I cannot think of it. Right, exact. Oh.
Apparently, they don't want you talking about them.
I know, right?
That's because I know this stuff like everything. Back your hand.
Well, it's been so long since I've it's been so long. But yeah, so cherubs are they're a good thing to have around. All right, so the next set in the first triad are the thrones. And they're the ones that they kind of they fill the universe with love. Okay. And they kind of help with, like, they judge the angels. If an angel does something bad, they have to go to like angel court.
Yeah.
They have to go in front of the thrones. Metatron is part of the thrones. And so is Raphael, and so is Azrael, and so is Zadkiel. So the thrones, they kind of look like rotating rings, golden rings that rotate, and they're covered in eyeballs.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and there's actually been Renaissance drawings of this in the sky. That if you look up Renaissance paintings of angels or thrones of angels, they'll probably come up. But it's yeah, it's just this golden rings that are all intertwined. They're moving around very quickly, and they have eyes.
I'm Googling it
Um,
right now.
yeah, there you maybe see a picture of it. It's very very weird. Yeah, the the thrones they look. But I have seen paintings of the thrones, and then I know Ancient Aliens has shown them on TV and said that it's like some sort of like alien um, craft. You know, it's why I think a lot of people confuse aliens with angels. But like my husband says, what people call aliens, I call angels. So there's definitely a correlation between that too.
Yeah.
All right, so then we're into the second triad. We'll talk about the three groups in that. And the first one's the dominions. And they actually are lords over all lower choirs and us as well.
What are they
They
called again?
dominions.
Okay.
Okay. And they actually govern over the whole universe. And you just kind of make sure that everything is going according to what's planned. Um, they they're kind of like the higher hierarchies, and yeah, it's an interesting, and the dominions actually part of them is Michael is part of the dominions. Um, so, but yeah, so we'll get into the fallen angels. But anytime there's any things with the fallen angels, they find themselves in trouble. Yeah, Michael's the first one. It will take them away. I actually seen this happen. Um, my husband can contest this. Years ago, he was coming home. He used to work third shift or second shift. He'd get home about 11 o'clock at night. And I remember he coming in the house, and right above us, you could see these two. And this was at 11 o'clock at night. It's pitch black, but right above our house are these two cloud-like lights. They're they're light, but they're not like bright. You know what I mean? And they're chasing each other, they're going in a circle, and one's chasing the other. And I really feel that this was an archangel chasing a fallen angel away from the house. Um, that's what they'll do. Um, and the next angels in the second triad are the virtues. And the virtues, they run the whole operation of the universe. They're associated with all the planets, the elements, the seasons, and even nature. So if you have any issues, you want to go to the virtues. It's like Mother Earth, I guess. But yeah, so they just kind of govern that. And the last part of that group they're called the powers, and they assist in governing the natural order. They're the warrior angels. Okay, they're the ones that are tasked with fighting against evil. Are the powers. So the powers are the ones that come and help assist in exorcisms. Archangel Azrael, Raphael are a part of this group as well. But yeah, it's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
All right. So the third triad, these are the demonic choirs. And these ones here actually protect us, okay, from demonic stuff. And the first one's the principalities. And they're the ones that are signed to protect humans on Earth. And they guard large communities, kingdoms. They guard realms, they even watch the government, believe it or not. I'm sure I got that right. Yeah. Okay. So, and now, oops. Okay. So the next one we all know is the archangels. Okay. And they're assigned basically to communicate and carry out um, the plans for us. They're here to help us directly. Now, these principalities, archangels, and angels are primarily work with humans. That's the third triad. And they all work with us, which we pretty much, we know this. Because the next step are the angels. They're the last ones because they're closest to the material world. And that includes guardian angels, healing angels, peace angels, love angels. There's a lot of different types of angels. And it gets all kind of categorized with just angels. So does anyone have any questions on the choirs or the triads?
It's very confusing.
Is that
No, it's just that that's a lot that you wouldn't,
well, it is. It's a
wouldn't
lot.
even realize or think of. It's
I'm
like
going over like 40 years of work. I'm like
right, right,
trying to like smush down into a hour show.
right, right,
Um,
right,
but you just get kind of an idea that all the different angels that are here, they're not just we don't just have guardian angels and archangels. We actually have
right.
other angels that do things. They primarily, most of them work with the angel realm. Sometimes they'll work with humans, but
Mm-hmm.
now fallen angels. This is going to be fun part. Now fallen angels fall because of the seven deadly sins. We're all familiar with the seven deadly sins, right? We got lust, pride,
Greed,
sloth,
sloth.
right?
Uh,
And what else is
okay.
in there?
Hang on. I know I had
There's lust, pride, sloth. Remember the movie
seven
Seven?
deadly sins.
Yeah,
I had them. Okay, pride,
right.
gluttony,
Gluttony.
wrath,
Wrath. Yeah.
envy,
Envy.
greed,
Yeah.
sloth, lust.
Mm.
Yeah, there we go. I think that was it.
Pride's the biggest one, especially with angels. People think angels are perfect and they're all this. They're not. They're not. They're just as flawed. We're probably more flawed because we have more of. But angels do have their issues, and they do fall because of these sins, and when they fall, they try to corrupt humans. Okay.
Right.
And this is where, if you want to really check into some stuff, guys, look up giants, because there is proof that giants lived on the earth. The Smithsonian had bones that disappeared. But there are, if you can look up, there are some reputable things you can find on giants. But from what I understand from the angels talking to me about, they are called the Nephilim. Now, Nephilim is when an angel and a human have a baby, which is against the universe law. It is
Yeah.
not allowed. And the reason why is because the child is not good and it's not normal. It's a giant. And that's what happened long time ago when a bunch of it when Lucifer fell, he took with him 200 and some angels. They came to earth and they corrupted humans and they tricked them, really. And it's not the humans' fault because the women had no idea these men were not men. And they, succumbed to lust, and then they had babies and they gave birth to these homicidal bad giants. These giants killed people. They massacred villages. The angels came. Michael, Raphael, Azrael came, and they, because they're half human, they don't succumb to the angel laws. So they were massacred, and then they were taken because their spirits, just like humans, right, have to go somewhere. So they were taken to a desert in another realm. So they cannot hurt humans again. Which there's rumors that this realm has been opened and some of these beings have been summoned here on earth, which I feel are the true demonic forces that sometimes we hear about or encounter. Fallen angels are not demons. They're completely different things. They get confused a lot. Um,
Somebody
because
asked that. Are they demons? And somebody asked, can
no.
fallen angels redeem themselves?
Yes, they can absolutely earn their way back. God's a forgiving fella. He forgives us. But yeah, they have to earn their wings back. They have to perform good deeds, miracles. But absolutely, just like us. But yeah, they can redeem themselves. Fairies, some fairies that I work with that are fallen angels, actually. But yeah, demon is different. Demons are actually elementals. Demons are made from the earth. They're not made from anything. Um, they're made from the earth that's corrupt from us. We make demons. There's no Lucifer doesn't make demons. Hollywood's got it all screwed up. Hollywood ruins everything.
Yeah, we know this.
Exactly, right? Um, but yeah, and demons don't possess, not like you see on TV, but demons normally go after addicts because they're elements. Like water demons will go after alcoholics, right? Fire demons will go after drug addicts. And there's many types of addictions, and that's what they
Mhm.
feed off of that. That's what they're feeding off of. And they end up killing the human because they feed off all their life energy eventually.
And
Because
I deal with that.
exactly, and that's what we pulled off of you. It wasn't like I said. But yeah, it's just. But yeah, and fallen angels don't possess people. Okay.
Right. They just attach.
They just try to corrupt us. They hang around and they give you bad information
Bad
or
advice.
bad. They get influence. They'll whisper in
Right.
your ear and say, and they'll make us. It's the deadly sins. The deadly sins people need to pay attention to and to avoid. If you can
Mhm.
avoid the deadly sins, you will be an outstanding human. Okay, and that's something that's even the angels. Like I said, that's what makes them fallen angels. It's because of these deadly sins, but the fallen angels will actually make you, especially what they fell from. If an angel fell from lust, it's going to come to earth and it's going to make you lustful. It'll break up marriages. It'll do whatever it can just to ruin people's lives. But yeah, so some fallen angel names. I do know some. And a lot of you would probably know them too. Now, I know everyone knows the story of Adam and Eve, right?
Mhm.
And the serpent. Well, the serpent's name is Gadriel. He's a fallen angel. And
Okay.
that's what he did. He come down and he, you know, talked Eve into biting the apple. Again, that influence, right? And it changed everything for them. Gadriel also he also did more than just entice Eve. He also showed men how to kill. He's also the one that made Cain kill Abel. That's the first murder. Um, let's see here. Oh, okay.
What about Lilith? Is she
Well, Lilith,
considered a demon or a fallen angel?
she's a person. She's a human.
Yeah,
She
I
just
mean, I know, but the story, I
oh,
mean, she was just, you
she
know,
was outcast because she wouldn't succumb to Adam his
right.
sexual advances. No, she didn't. I know people demonize her. She's
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's I feel that's men's story. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, men don't have a good reputation with women, making them into villains and stuff. But no, Lilith, she was a human. She actually found her own life, and she later I think she ended up being with one of Adam and Eve's sons.
Yeah.
There's some books that were banned from the Bible. Um, I can't remember the name of them, but she's a list. I remember reading that. Um, but yeah, no, she's not a demon. Like I said, demons were never human. They're made from the earth. The earth will create, just like we can manifest stuff, so can the earth. And all the energy she collects, especially when people die, because our egos stay here when our soul goes up. So eventually the earth will absorb the ego, but sometimes the earth will create protectors, especially with something sacred like cemeteries or temples. People held with, uh, put a lot of energy on. Stuff gets created out of that because energy never dies. It just gets transformed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happens. And then the elementals, some of them, like urinal elementals, turn dark. Even like
Yeah.
fairies will turn dark. And so that's how you get a demon. But they're not angels. They're from the earth. And that's why when angels come to get rid of stuff, that's why it goes to the earth. They take it to the earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think hell come into play, but there's no hell. So, which we
Right.
all know that. But I think that's why people, I think, view hell, because that's where all the bad stuff goes. But it's not. There is no hell.
It's
It
just
just gets
return to earth.
right, return to earth. It's just
Okay.
absorbed by the earth. Yes. And then it's just reborn. It's just transformed into something better. But yeah, and demons attach themselves to people who are like addicts, who are really grief stricken.
Mm-hmm.
Their life forces are low. A demon cannot hook onto someone like you or I, or any of our viewers, unless we, lowered our vibration so
Right.
low, and then we become, and then, but you can remove them, which we've done that for you when
Right.
you have that attachment from work. So, now there are some other, like I said, there's some other fallen angels you guys should know about. There is, oh geez, some of their names. Azabiel. Now Azabiel, he's the one that was one of the first fallen angels to come and make angels and humans have sex. He would corrupt holy men. His one thing he really wanted to do was to corrupt the Pope, to corrupt. That would be his biggest. And if you like the Vatican and everything, they are so like they have many. That's why they have exorcisms. That's why they believe so firmly in exorcisms. And they have all those exorcists, and they have all this stuff protecting the Pope, because I really I feel they're very aware of this angel.
Mm-hmm.
And because that's it's kind of interesting. Oh yeah, a lot of these fallen angels, they would teach men. They'd come down. They taught like cavemen. They taught bad stuff. Like how to like how to burn shit down, how to kill, how to cheat. They they just make us do bad stuff. You still hear me? Okay. Hello?
Gotcha. Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay. So I
I
didn't
just
hear
stepped.
you.
Had to step off screen for a second.
Oh, that's what it was. So I'm like, I didn't hear anything. I'm like, uh-oh, I lost them. Does anyone have any questions about anything? But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's just interesting if you look at the Bible and something like a lot of this. Their stories are half right, but it's just interesting. I think I'll tell you a good book to read. Is the Book of Enoch. Really talks about, because they don't call them fallen angels; they call them archnons, which is non-archangel,
Right.
right? Which is really kind of cool. But in the book, it really goes into detail about a lot of these stories, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
If anything, I mean, like I said, you can take everything I say with a grain of salt. can't sit here and tell you this is the absolute truth, right? I can only
Yeah.
tell you from my experiences, my questions that I ask, my research, right? But it's a start, and it gets people kind of
Right.
interested and realize there's so much more out there for us than just what meets the eye, right? And
Well, yeah.
yeah,
If you're going to
and
live in a magical community, you have to
right,
realize that there is more than what we can see and feel and everything else. Kelly says
exactly.
the Book of Enoch is an expensive book.
Is it? I used to have it, but I lent it. I'm done lending books out because I never
Yeah.
get them back.
Never get them back.
I never get them back, and I've asked for several of my books back from people I know that have them, and then they don't have them, or they don't know where they're, or don't remember who borrowed what. But yeah, I lent this book out a year ago, and the person never brought it back. So I imagine they're
Oh,
not
that
getting it.
sucks.
It does, and I learned not to lend because then I buy it
Yeah.
again, and my husband gets mad at me because I thought you had that book. Well, I lent it out because a lot of my books I'll use the
Stop.
reference, But
Right.
the Book of Enoch, it does get very good detail about fallen angels and the whole angel hierarchy. It
Right.
really explains a lot because it's actually one of the books that got banned from the Bible. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, Enoch was a prophet. He was a medium. They called them prophets back in the day, but he's a
Right.
medium. But yeah, he would do it basically what I did, channel angels, and found stuff out. Actually, Enoch became Metatron, but that's a whole other thing.
A whole nother thing.
That's
We
a
ain't got
whole
time to get into that.
no, we do not. But yeah, and it's very reliable. And I've asked, my angels and stuff a lot of things about the book, and yeah, and it's just something that's important. The messages are there basically. It's just to be aware of because we're in a spiritual warfare. We really are, and fallen angels are definitely. Now the Book of Enoch says there's only 200 and some fallen angels, and it's written so long ago that I'm sure that's probably quadrupled by now, right?
You can get it on Amazon. I don't know if it's the original, but it's like $17.
Yeah, that's probably sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that'd be good. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can get there's 3 volumes, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's but you can get all 3 together, which, like I said, it's got a lot of good information in there.
It says the books of Enoch, the angels, the watchers, and the Nephilim.
Yeah, that's the Nephilim we
That's the
talked
one.
about. Yeah, that's the giants.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came. Yeah, that the angels had a big battle, big war. The angels and some of the humans took the giants down. Yeah, because their bones, they're finding giant bones. And the Smithsonian had them, and then all of a sudden they don't have them anymore.
Ooh, how strange is that?
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, a lot of stuff for some reason they don't want us to know, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
That's what I always wonder. I don't get so mad about them hiding information. It's just like, well, why?
What prophet became Melchizedek?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
And Amanda, I agree. I don't let people read my books because I'm a freak about my books. And
I am gonna be now.
if the cover gets a crease in it, or if somebody bends the pages, I lose my mind.
Oh, you're funny.
So bad. My books
I don't get like that. I just want my books back. When I lend them out, I expect people to bring them back. Now, I've had a few people, not everybody, because I'm sure I'm going to get some grief from this. And people are going to be like, I brought it back. Yes, some of them brought, but the majority have not.
Yeah.
Have not. And I don't lend my books out just to anybody. If I feel that somebody needs it, it's information we could use. I'm like, I have a book. You can borrow it. And I let people know you can borrow it and bring it back.
Stop.
And they don't. And some of my books are volumes. So I have to, I can't just have, I'm missing a piece of information, right?
Right.
So I just feel, yeah. And, but yeah, I got to buy the Book of Enoch because,
Yeah.
It's just nice to have. It's a good reference book, especially when you're dealing with angels, because you got to be careful, because it could be a fallen angel. You never know.
Right.
But like I used to tell people, the best way to tell this fallen angel, if it gives you bad advice, angel is not going to come down and tell you anything negative. It's not going to come and tell you somebody's doing this, or you got to get this person back. Anything to do with revenge or manipulation, that's a fallen angel. That's wrong
Yeah.
information, and you need to tell that thing to go. And angels, they will. A fallen angel, or you call Michael in, he'll take care of it. So don't fear fallen angels, because like I said, and normally they go after people that they can corrupt.
Right.
If somebody is corruptible, that's who they go after anyways. And so but I've had angels, I've had some kind of sexy encounters with angels in the past, and and realize that that's a no, and that's a fallen angel.
Right.
The good angels aren't going to do that. They don't want to do that. But a fallen angel will want to, because its goal is to ruin you, and have a
Right.
giant for a baby. And
All
but
right then.
just remember that. Um, yeah, because the thing is too, like in the book of Enoch, the women were killed too, not just the Nephilim.
Right.
The mothers were destroyed as well, and I thought that was awful. Um, but I guess maybe it changed them. I don't know.
Maybe.
It'll read, like I said, when you read that kind of stuff, you don't get the whole story. So it's, I try not to, I guess judge. I just try to look at the whole thing, and trust, I guess, that was the
Yeah.
right thing.
All right. Yeah, I think I found one that looks pretty good. It's by a Joseph Lumpkin, where he takes all the books and then gives you like all this extra information.
Yeah, that'd be probably a good way, because it can be kind of hard to understand, because the
Yeah.
language is so old. It's like reading the Bible, it's kind of, and stuff kind of hard to follow. So it's nice to have a translation or something that kind of, it's like when I read the Sermon on the Mount, I like the one I got because it gives you like a translation for it, because it's very helpful to help you
Yeah.
understand it.
Yeah, this one looks
language.
interesting. I may get that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I recommend it highly, because, like I said, it's really interesting, and it will kind of broaden, and plus it opens you up to the angels. That's what they want. They want us.
Yeah. Yeah.
The more we know and the more we use them, that's what they're here for. That's what they're trying to help us.
Andre the Giant. No, I think he's just an overly large human being.
No. These giants were giants. They were like, 100 feet tall. They were huge. They weren't just, 70 foot tall.
Yeah.
They were like you would consider to be, like Jack and the Beanstalk giants.
Right.
Yeah, they towered. They would just pummel villages and pick up people and just squish them or step on
How did
them.
these women not die in childbirth? Were these normal when they were born?
They must have been, because the women didn't die, but they died when the angels came and killed them. So,
she doesn't know the answer to that question, Amanda. I'm sorry. We don't know the answer to that. No matter how you spell it. Melchizedek. What
Melchizedek. Yeah.
Melchizedek?
Okay. Yeah, that's actually an order of Jesus. I have friends that are actually an order of that group. Yeah. What was your question on him?
What prophet became Melchizedek?
I don't know. I don't think a prophet became. I think he's just part of. He's an archangel. He governs like knowledge. He's one of the triads. He worked with Jesus. He's one of the reasons Jesus was able to come to earth. Jesus was actually I guess the best way I can describe who Jesus was, he was God, trying to live as a human, or trying to come here and live through, but it didn't work out. So, kind of lives vicariously through us. But yeah, I mean, he was part of that. He was part of finding the right person to be the vessel. Which was Mary. He was part of that whole thing. And he was part of Jesus' teaching. He was one of his guides to help Jesus to do what he had to do. There's a whole thing. There's just books on him. If you if you Google, and there's books on him, because there's societies. I have a friend who's in one of those societies, the Melchisedec's. Yeah, and they have so it's interesting. Angels have been part of our life since man was put since Adam and Eve. We have been influenced by angels. It's just like, Albert Einstein. He would meditate and he would just have these wonderful ideas. Well, of course he did. The angels helped him out. Tesla, right? He had this wonderful idea. It just pop in his head. No, that's angels. They can do wonderful things for us, help us, grow, especially as a civilization. But like I said, we always are faced against evil,
Yeah.
So, and it's just our job to fight with the good.
Yep. And now we are fighting time, because we are over time.
Okay.
And out of time. And
out of time.
Out of time.
Well, that's good. I'm tired.
Me too. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Got one more day, and then I'm off on Friday, and I will be seeing you, which I'm super excited
about. We're going to have a good weekend. Yes, I'll be excited.
It is going to be a great weekend.
I think so.
Yeah, the weather's going to be nice. We're going to hang out, do some Maybon stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone, by the way, happy ahead of time, in case we don't see you. Happy Maybon, or fall equinox, which is Saturday.
Yes.
Please celebrate in any way that you like. Just celebrate the harvest and the coming fall weather and abundance and all that stuff. Blessings to all of you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for joining and listening to me ramble on.
Always enjoy listening to you ramble on, my friend.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again, everybody. And we will bid you good night. And you all have a lovely and blessed evening. Bye.